This video is about what is sciatica and what are the 5 most common causes of sciatica. Now, most importantly, you need to understand the anatomy of the spine, because when you understand the anatomy, you'll know why you have sciatica. So, this is a normal spine. Between the head and the hips, there are 24 vertebrae. Looks just like this. Head would be here, hips would be here, 24 vertebrae. The vertebrae are the bones. In between each bone, there is a disc. And the disc allows for motion, but also the disc acts a little bit like a shock absorber and allows enough room between each vertebrae for a nerve to exit off of the spinal cord. So the disc is responsible for there being enough room between the vertebrae for the nerve to exit off of the spinal cord. Spinal cord runs down through the inside of the spine, and in between each vertebrae there's an opening we call the foramen. Now, there are 5 nerves in the low back that exit the spine that come together to form the sciatic nerve. And when any one of these 5 nerves is pinched, you will have sciatica. That will cause the pain down the leg. So sciatica ultimately is these nerves coming out of the spine and then going down the leg. And the 5 most common reasons are the result of a compromise to the space where the nerve comes out. So what does that mean? It means that there are things that will cause a pinching of the nerve because that opening physically gets smaller. And those 5 things are herniated disc, creating a smaller opening, bulging disc, same thing, degenerated disc, vertebrae physically getting closer, and stenosis, the opening physically getting smaller, and the last one, Piriformis Syndrome. Actually, Piriformis Syndrome is probably the easiest one to treat because that's a muscle imbalance, but we'll show you quickly what that looks like. Herniated disc, one vertebrae on top of the other. What happens with a herniated disc is the nucleus will push into the spinal canal, but ultimately what happens is it'll start to compromise the nerve. So one vertebrae on top of the other, here's the disc, here's the opening where the nerve comes out, the foramen, and what happens is that disc will push into the spinal canal, causing a pinching of the nerve. That tends to be the most common reason. Second reason, bulging disc. So bulging disc is a lot like a herniated disc, it's just not as bad. Okay, part of the disc is pushing into the canal, but it's not as big as the herniated disc. Herniated disc, there tends to be more inside the disc, pushing all the way through to the outside. That's the nucleus, we call that herniation. But the bulging disc is where it's physically not quite as big, irritating the nerve. The third one is the degenerated disc. And what happens with the degenerated disc is the disc gets thinner, and as it gets thinner, the vertebrae get closer together, and as the vertebrae physically get closer together, you start to compromise that nerve. The opening gets smaller. So the most common reasons have a lot to do with what's causing the opening to get smaller. The fourth one is stenosis. What is stenosis? Stenosis is a couple of things. The inside canal physically will get smaller and get a little tighter, and as it gets tighter, it'll start to compromise the nerves a little bit. And also what happens is the bone will physically start to change shape where the foramen is and start to get a little smaller and compromise the nerve. And then the fifth reason is Piriformis Syndrome. And what you need to know about these conditions is if you have sciatica, you need to treat what's causing the pinching of the nerve. And there are 5 reasons. Piriformis is probably the easiest to treat. At the Illinois Back Institute, we can treat all 5 of those things. Okay? So if you have any questions about sciatica, give us a call. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's going on. We can help you with your condition.